Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to see the structure and types of semiconductors. So in this video, I will be considering first lattice structure, then I will discuss what is electron hole pair generation, and then towards the end we will discuss types of semiconductors. Now let us see the lattice structure. So this is the lattice structure. Now you have silicon or germanium. So I just considered silicon here. So these are all silicon atoms. Then you can have the structure like this. So let us discuss. Now each silicon atom has got 4 valence electrons. 4 valence electrons. So each silicon atom shares these 4 valence electrons with the neighboring silicon atom. So this is being shared by, so each electron shares the neighboring. So these two will form a pair now, electron pair, which is being shared by 2 silicon atoms. So this is one, this is one. So these two. Similarly, every pair. So similarly, every pair is being shared by neighboring. So first thing is what? Sharing of electron pairs. Thereby what is happening? There will be a strong bond formation. So covalent bond forms. Sharing of these electrons between 2 neighboring silicon atoms will form a strong covalent bond. And therefore, what is happening? The electrons are tightly bound. So these are all tightly bound because of the strong covalent bond, and they are not free at low temperatures or at absolute temperature. That means T is equal to 0 Kelvin or at very low temperatures. So what does that mean? These electrons are not free and they are tightly bound. They are tightly bound, and therefore at T is equal to 0 Kelvin, you do not have any free electrons available for conduction. Therefore what will happen? A semiconductor is it behaves like an insulator. What is an insulator? An insulator is one where you do not have, and there is a wide gap, and this is valence band and this is conduction band, and all the electrons are completely tightly bound, filled in the valence band levels. So this is how it will be. Therefore it is similar to that situation. Therefore at T is equal to 0 Kelvin, semiconductor behaves like an insulator. Now if energy is required to break these bonds and make the electrons free, what is that amount of energy? That minimum energy should be Eg. So if this amount of energy is available, then these electrons can reach this conduction band by breaking these covalent bonds. So how does that happen? So energy is required to break these bonds and make the electrons free. I will show you. That minimum energy is what? The energy gap. Thereby there will be electrons available in the conduction band, and therefore they will be increase in the conductivity. Now how does this energy come? This energy comes either by increase of temperature, that is due to thermal energy, or by increase of impurity concentration, that is doping. I discussed this point in my previous video. Thereby you can make more electrons available for conduction, and hence conductivity increases. So idea is to increase the conductivity, and how can we increase the conductivity? By making the electrons available free. And how do you make them free? By breaking the covalent bonds. In order to do that, you need to either increase the temperature or add the impurity atoms. Now let us see what happens. Now let us look at this diagram. So if you increase the temperature, that is if the temperature is increased or a potential difference is applied, a small voltage is applied, then this energy will be minimum energy they acquire, the electrons. Then what will happen? The electrons can jump into the conduction band. These tightly bound electrons can jump into the conduction band. So, they reach here because of getting this Eg. So, they will now acquire that Eg, and the electrons from the filled valence band energy levels will reach the conduction band here. Therefore, they leave vacant spaces. So, these are the vacant spaces. So, they leave vacant spaces, and these vacant spaces are absence of an electron. Absence of an electron, vacant space, and that I call it as a hole. I call it as a hole. Now, because there is a breaking up of covalent bond, this electron reaching the conduction band, it becomes free. So, it is made free. So, any electron which is reaching the conduction band becomes free. Therefore, it is an electron which is made free, This tightly bound electron is made free by breaking this covalent bond. Therefore, there is a hole created. That hole is absence of an electron, vacant site created. Electron will have a negative charge, therefore, absence of an electron will have a positive charge. So, it is an apparent free particle called hole. Now, at room temperature, what is happening? So, thermally, there is a thermally generated electron hole pair. So, there is an electron hole pair generation takes place even at room temperature because of thermal energy. Now, what will happen as the temperature increases? Now, this tightly bound electron can go and occupy in this hole like this, and thereby there is a motion of bound electrons. Which means here there will be a hole created, which means there is a apparent motion of holes because of motion of bound electrons, and these are the free electrons which can move freely. So, basically you will have electrons moving, because of that you have free electrons, because of that you have current, electron current, because of the electrons which are made free, and because of the bound electrons going and occupying in the vacant sites, these electrons are moving, that means apparent hole movement. So, that constitutes hole current. So, you will have the electron current due to movement of free electrons and hole current due to movement of bound electrons, which is an apparent hole movement. And therefore, the net current will be equal to the electron current and hole current. This is electron hole pair generation. Now, look at in the same thing. Now, at T is equal to 0 Kelvin or at very low temperatures, what will happen? This thermal energy will be less than that Eg. Then all the electrons will be bound and no breaking up of covalent bond, and there is no electron reaching the conduction band. But when the temperature increases, and as it increases and reaches near the room temperature or above, what will happen? The energy will be greater than the energy gap, and therefore the electrons, these bound electrons, filled electrons in the valence band will leave. They are able to, so breaking up of covalent bonds takes place, and they are able to cross this gap because they acquired enough energy and reach the conduction band. So, this is your conduction band and this is your valence band. So, they reach the conduction band and they are now made available free for conduction. Therefore, conductivity increases. So, conductivity increases due to increase in temperature to almost near to the room temperature, and but this conductivity is comparatively low. Hence, they are not much use in practical applications. You cannot increase the conductivity beyond a certain level. Therefore, these are called intrinsic semiconductors. These are called intrinsic semiconductors, in which due to the thermal energy, naturally there is electron hole pair generation taking place due to breaking up of covalent bond, and therefore you will have free charge carriers which are both electrons and holes responsible for conduction. Now let us look at the types. Are two different types semiconductors. One is intrinsic semiconductor and another one is extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic means pure, all that which we have discussed so far, either silicon or germanium, pure crystals, that is what is intrinsic semiconductors. Even at RT, we have seen that there will be thermally generated electron hole pairs. Now, if I consider the concentration of electrons generated Ne and holes NH, then because how many number of electrons are reaching, those many number of holes are created. Therefore, Ne will be equal to NH, where Ne is the concentration of electrons, which means number of electrons per unit volume of the material, that is concentration. So, Ne refers to the concentration of electrons and NH refers to concentration of holes. And because Ne is equal to NH, I will equate it to Ni. Now, I will call this Ni as intrinsic carrier concentration, where carrier means either charge carriers or electrons or holes. So, thereby I can write this equation. This equation is called law of mass action. Ni square is equal to Ne NH. Now, in this there is a limitation that you cannot increase the conductivity and beyond a certain level, and usually the conductivity is of low order. Now, the second and most important class of semiconductors are extrinsic semiconductors. What is the other way that you can increase conductivity? By adding impurities. Therefore, these are impure or doped semiconductors. Adding an impurity is called doping. So, these are also called as impure semiconductors or doped semiconductors. And these extrinsic semiconductors, which the structure, energy band diagram and details I will discuss in my next video. Let us see some key parameters here. So, these are two different types, N-type and P-type. And N-type, you will be adding the impurity atoms which are pentavalent impurity atoms, which means they will have 5 valence electrons. And in P-type, you will be adding trivalent impurity atoms which are having 3 valence electrons. Examples: arsenic, antimony, phosphorus, etc. That is 5th group elements. Then you have 3rd group elements: boron, gallium, indium, etc. are the impurity atoms that you add for P-type semiconductor. And then these donate an electron. So, these will donate an electron, therefore, they are called donor impurity atoms, and I will represent that as Nd. N suffix refers to D, which is donor. And acceptor impurities in P-type, Na, these accept an electron. So, these are called acceptor impurity atoms. Because they donate an electron, each silicon or germanium atom become a positive core, positive ion. They get ionized, and because they are losing an electron, so they become positive ion. And here acceptor atoms, they accept an electron, therefore they become a negative ion. And then here Ne is greater than NH, that is concentration of electrons is greater than concentration of holes, and here NH is greater than Ne. Concentration of holes will be greater than concentration of electrons. Therefore, majority charge carriers electrons, and here majority charge carriers holes. Whichever is more is majority. So this is majority. Whichever is less becomes the minority. So here holes become the minority, here electrons become the minority. Now with this understanding, in my next video I will discuss in detail what are these n-type and p-type extrinsic semiconductors. Until then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.